Hello. White Rabbit, was it? Yeah. Like, I know we haven't really properly met, but that's not what we're here for. I'm here to ask you questions. What kind of questions? Look, just questions about everything, really. So, if you don't mind, I am gonna go ahead and ask.
Okay. I guess this is the one thing I feel important for. Yeah. Look, back a long time ago, as far as I can remember, when Springtrap here was evil, apparently you told the group when they were first finding out about Springtrap that you apparently knew him before.
Me and Springtrap actually go way long time ago. It was called Fredbear's Family Diner.
Oh, I guess I did say that. Okay, it's kind of complicated, but I do have an explanation for that. Well, before you give your explanation, I just want to clarify and just basically, yes or no, are you talking about the other universe Springtrap, the one that's here at this moment? No, that wasn't who I was referring to. Alright, good. Give us your explanation then. Wait, who's us? You're the only one in here. Just explain, please. Okay. Well, to get to the point real quick, basically, back then, there were more than just one Fredbear's Family Diner. And when I say more than one, I only mean two. The second one is where I was stored. There was the main one that skyrocketed its business and became popular, and the co-owners, William Afton and Henry. Can't believe I even remember those names. I barely even know them. But they saw their success in Fredbear's, the very first one, and so they decided to make another one far out of town and far away from wherever we are now. But basically, that second location is where I'm from. It's where I got this whole body, and I shared it with my Spring Bonnie, the location. As long as I can remember, the location that I was stored at was shared with the Springtrap of this world, my Spring Bonnie at that location. The Springtrap of this world that died back before the Glitch Trap War started. And after the whole incident happened at the first Fredbear's location, they decided to close us down. I mean, we didn't have any sketchy business going around, but they just decided to close us. But after like a year or so, or maybe even more, I can't even recall, but there was one particular man, one of our creators, William Afton, who came into the back room where me and Spring Bonnie were stored, and obviously our suits were spring lock suits, so he could just hop into one of us, and he did. He hopped into Spring Bonnie, and he got spring locked, and honestly, that's probably how the Springtrap of this world came to be. Wait, what about you, though? Were you even alive back then? Were you possessed by anyone? No. But I was given life later on, after the spring locks. I don't know how I remember these things, even if I wasn't alive back then, but it's like whatever the suit saw before me, it's just shared to me right now. Some of it's a little fuzzy though, so I can't remember exactly. But I remember one specific night, the night where I came to life. It was the first time I ever met my friend Nightmarion. He is the reason that I was alive. He was the reason that Freddy and his friends were alive. He put them into those suits. He made me alive. He made Plushtrap alive. He made Nightmare BB alive. Basically all the nightmares that you know of, except for Nightmare. I don't know about his origin, but basically everyone else, Nightmarion brought them to life. And I can't really explain as to how or why, but he did. So, when Nightmarion brought you to life, did you already look like this, or did he transform you? It's weird. It's not like how it works in other places. I've heard that apparently in other places, some souls just get put into these suits with no physical changes. But when Nightmarion did it, apparently his power was much more darker, and so that darker power or darker energy could just transform us into horrific creatures, and as you can see right now, it pretty much did exactly that. Interesting. Well, before you became alive, or even after you came alive, I don't know the specific dates, and I don't know if you know either, but have you ever experienced anything unnatural that wasn't like a human or anything, or just a robot? I don't think there was. I don't know. I mean, the only thing I can remember that I can kind of point out is that I never told anyone this before, and I am planning on doing it soon, with how desperate the situation might get, because I know something is going on right now. I heard about the Fusor attack and the Mimic and the Freddles, all the stuff that's going on right now. I feel like I should tell them, but I don't know. Tell them what? What do you have to tell them? Look, just tell me, okay? Look, I'm here to ask questions, and you're here to answer. So just answer. What are we gonna tell them? I was thinking about telling everyone that when I first came alive, I once saw Twisted Wolf before he went on his rampage. Wait, you knew Twisted Wolf before he became twisted? Well, no, not like that. Like, he was still twisted and deformed, but it looked like it happened recently. Like, whenever he became twisted, it just happened there. Like, something happened to him just now. But I couldn't really get a good look at it. He was in the distance, and it's a really fuzzy memory that I just can't get into my head or out of it, or I just can't remember it clearly. The only thing I remember is the imagery of Twisted Wolf becoming twisted for the first time, but also some very, very loud footsteps. Very metal footsteps, like heavy metal footsteps. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I can assume what you're trying to mean, but you sure you don't have any other memory of this or anything else? No, not really. Not anything before Springtrap attacked us and everything. I don't remember much else. Does Nightmarion still have these powers to bring people to life? I'm not sure. He doesn't really use them anymore. He hasn't had a need to. In fact, there's a lot of people that I know that did have powers, and in fact, they might still do, but they just don't use them. Who, if you can name him? Springtrap, because I remember when he was first evil, he had some teleportation. I don't even know if he remembers that, but that was back when he was evil, so I mean, chances are he doesn't even know that power. And Frostbear as well. I remember when he came back after dying, he had some power of somewhat. I don't know what it was. Those are the only ones I can recall. Thank you, Fredbear. You can leave now. Okay, thanks. Who are you exactly? I really should put some description out for me. Look, all you need to know is that I'm not from here, and I'm just trying to figure out the answer to all of this. I'm pretty sure anyone else here that's dealing with all the problems is wanting to do the same. I'm just doing it first. There you go. Okay. Thanks, White Rabbit.
Well, I think I was able to conclude a little bit more from this case than I was with Harry and Freddy. I was able to get more out of Nightmare Fredbear than anything. Apparently, there are still 2 Fredbear's locations in the Day and Nightmare universes. I mean, yeah, there's 2 Fredbear locations in all of them, but it's important to note that this one also has it. I mean, if it didn't, that could be very different. Things could be very different, but he also said that apparently he saw a Twisted Wolf before he even became twisted, or right after he became twisted. So when Twisted Wolf became Twisted Wolf, apparently there was also some heavy metal footsteps that seemed to be like an endoskeleton, but I remember that Twisted Wolf told me a little bit after, off camera, but he told me that he created the Mimic, and so I think those heavy footsteps were the mimic, but I don't know why he said they were so loud for. I mean, I've heard the mimic, and really they're only so loud if he's running away from something, as far as I can remember from the mimic in my presence, but I'm not sure exactly. And I feel like the most important note is that Nightmarion brought him to life, but he didn't, like, Nightmarion didn't put a soul into him that was just floating around in the endless space. Apparently, he just manifested him. I don't know how it goes specifically, but that's what I was able to note. And Nightmarion apparently was responsible for everyone being alive in the nightmare suits, or in the suits in general. I have no idea. I have no idea how any of this works specifically as of now, but I will soon. I just have to get more out of everyone. I have to get more. I have to get more. Anyways. Nightmarion, you can come in.
I stay lit, not like flickering lights. Good vibes and good times go well like chicken with rice. Squad goes, it's me, myself, and I, and just like smart homes. Trust me, the whole club know I arrived. I just wanna step over a velvet rope and people yell my name like I'm welcome home. Shower me in love, my umbrella's closed. The club going up just like how swellings grow. Put on my finest pair of clothes, club so packed I could barely move.